Hey, I'm going to get started here for everybody who's here to hear me talk. Thanks for coming out today. So I'm going to talk about how to get a job in computer science. Every time I ask what people want to hear about around here, this is what comes up for a couple of years running now, so I know it's a topic near and dear to everybody's hearts. If you want to know why I should have anything to say about this, this is kind of my quick bio. My name is Hayes-Sheen. I'm a senior software engineer for Kiva. I've been getting paid to program for about 12 years now. I'm an Algoma University alumni, so I sat here and did my schoolwork 8-ish years ago. And I've acted as a technical interviewer. And if you want to get in touch with me, there's a couple contact details in there, and I'm going to hang around after this talk. So this is a quick roadmap of what I'm going to talk about today. And so there's some paths to success, what you can expect to look for, and we're going to talk about developing yourself, making yourself employable, finding jobs where to actually go looking for them, things like that, and introducing yourself to an employer, the different ways that you can do that, kind of some of the most effective ways to do that, and then some very specific interview tips as well. So let's get started with talking about what I mean by paths to success. So one of the big things is that there is no single path, and I'm sorry if you came here looking for some kind of magic recipe you can follow and guarantee a job. Please don't everybody alternatively once. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to talk about how to give yourself as many advantages as you can have. And that's kind of the best that anybody can do here. So we're going to talk about leveraging your strengths and supporting your weaknesses. One other thing here is that a lot of the paths and a lot of these ways to succeed, it's not necessarily obvious. Some of them are pretty unexpected in how you can actually get to success. So the other side of this is that there's a lot of different destinations. When I was in school, I thought I wanted to be a programmer, and that was kind of as far as I thought. I thought managers are dumb, I thought quality assurance people are dumb, and I didn't have a lot of respect for a lot of these other roles. But there are a ton of roles, and having worked in the industry for a long time now, I will say that these roles are awesome. Like a carpenter building a house, you're still going to need a plumber, you're still going to need an electrician, and the house is going to sell a lot better if you have an interior designer and things like that. So all of these roles are really important to making successful software. And another part of this is that you should learn about them and make sure you respect them. They may be part of your path, and you don't want to talk yourself out of a job by disregarding or disrespecting these positions as well. So I'm going to come back to this slide at the very end, and if anybody sees anything here that they have any questions about, or anything to add or anything else you want to talk about, we'll talk about some of these potential destinations. So the next thing we're going to talk about, it's kind of the first step in the path, and it's going to be to develop yourself. So what I mean by that, that's pretty broad. So it means be somebody that people want to hire. This is kind of like a general thing that there's a bunch of different ways that this can kind of manifest. So I'm going to hit really quickly, I'm going to hit the basics on here, because I actually hear this from hiring managers and people with career fairs and things like that. And it's kind of a bummer that I have to say this, but our industry is pretty casual, but if you go into a career fair or a job interview, have a shower, wear nice clothes. Some of it's kind of cliche, but people don't do it, and you should. Don't ask your parents to talk to a potential employer for you. It's a thing that happens. Don't let that happen. Spell check your resume. Ask a friend to proofread it. A second set of eyes is worth a ton. It is really hard to see mistakes that you yourself have made. So ask another human being to take a look at it. And spell check and grammar check are really nice. One that I was reminded of today as well is just in case you're really worried about it, if you can submit it in PDF. PDF won't automatically highlight misspellings like Word will. If you don't have a resume in Word, So those are kind of the basics. And the next is be somebody that people want to work with. This is, again, it sounds pretty straightforward, but a lot of the people that you're going to be talking to with your interview and things like that are people that you're going to work with day in, day out. People in a lot of cases are interviewing their coworkers or their potential coworkers. So you want to be somebody that these people are going to want to work with. This doesn't mean you need to kiss ass, and it doesn't mean you need to be fake, but it means that you need to be intentional about developing skills and mindsets that make you a good employee and a good coworker. And some people feel like that means you need to be fake, but I honestly think that it's easier to So the first thing I'm going to talk about has nothing to do with technology or computer science. It is to develop your soft skills. So soft skills, in this case, I'm going to say skills related to interacting with other people. These are the skills that in many cases are hard to develop. And there's kind of a stereotype around computer programming that computer programmers have bad soft skills and can get away with having bad soft skills. And I'm going to say that that's not true. And I also kind of said here, these are not skills that people are born with or without. There's a little asterisk there, is that some people do have like cognitive disabilities and things like that, for which there is different advice that applies. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but if you have any questions about that, I will talk about it afterwards. And a big thing to take into account here is a lot of people feel like soft skills are something that they're just kind of innately born with. Oh, I'm not a people person, it's not natural to me, things like that. You can practice these skills like any other skill, and you can get better at them. I promise you, it is uncomfortable, like getting in front of a room of people with a microphone in your hand and talking to them. It's uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. And kind of touched on it, why are soft skills so important that they're like the first thing that I'm talking about? And they are that important, and they are a lot harder to learn than technical skills. Technical skills are easy to learn, and soft skills will make you better at learning technical skills. They'll put you in environments with groups and teams who will accelerate your technical development a lot faster than if you can't talk to people, but you're really good at reading documentation. Again, there's kind of that stereotype of programmers being solitary and not having to interact with other people. That's not true anymore. I think there was a time maybe when that was true. As a programmer, you will almost always be working on a team. Even if you are not working on a team, you will have managers to report to. You will have customers to gather requirements from. You will have experts in different fields that you will have to consult about what you're doing. You're always going to have to deal with people as part of this job. And something there as well is you have to intend to get better at it, is one thing. You're not necessarily going to, if you feel like you're not good at it, you're not necessarily going to get better at it unless you actually intend to. It doesn't necessarily mean doing a bunch of crazy new things or pushing yourself to the limit to try and put yourself in these uncomfortable situations. It just means kind of taking stock of the things that you're already doing and realizing where you can work to improve those skills. So on from soft skills, you should know how to learn to learn. And this sounds kind of basic, but just making sure you can learn new things. So it's expected that you're going to ask for help, especially when you start somewhere new. And the frequency of how often you have to ask for help is going to change over time. The longer you're doing something, you probably have to ask for help less often. Again, I've been at Workiva for 7 years. I still ask for help now and then. Like, it's definitely a thing, that you do. But you can take control of the frequency that you need to ask for help. And that is by having options other than asking for help. So if you get stuck and the only thing you know how to do is to ask for help, then you're going to be asking for help all the time. And it's okay to again, early on that's okay. Everybody here, I'm going to assume, is going to be pretty young in their career. So it's kind of expected, but you want to have some control over that. And being able to teach yourself, so being able to Google error messages, read Stack Overflow, read documentation, source code, run experiments with either the command line, the REPL, or or things like a little playground or anything like that. Mute. Hello here. And this is something, there's a balance here between teaching yourself and asking for help that you're going to have to discover. Some of it is going to be depending on the environment that you're in. And that's just because every environment is going to be a little bit different. And there are situations where even if it's possible to teach yourself, it's just not efficient. If one of your teammates can help you in 5 minutes, that's better than you spending 2 days having to learn how to do something. But if you're asking them for help every 5 minutes, that's going to be pretty annoying for yourself and for them as well. So you just want to have options. So as well, another important thing is learning to teach yourself things. So learning to teach yourself things with minimal outside help. Something that's really cool here as a student, you guys have access to a whole bunch of free stuff that will help you learn more. So I put a copy in the slide here, and I'll link it out to anybody who wants to put it on the Facebook event. And GitHub, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, all the big tech companies will shower free stuff down on you, free accounts, cloud credits, whatever you want. They want you to learn their product and then to bring what you know about their product into your next employer. So you get educational licenses. There's tons of stuff you get, and I really recommend you leverage it while you're a student. So this is pretty much the only point in this whole thing where I'm going to talk about coding. And basically, I'm just going to say school is teaching you to learn, and it's exposing you to concepts so that you'll recognize them in a while. But it's not really teaching you to program. I mean, there are programming classes here, and you're going to kind of get the basics, but they don't really put you through the paces that you can go through by breaking out your assignments and things like that. So teach yourself to program. I know the school is kind of teaching you to program, but use the skills of teaching yourself and apply them to learning a new programming language, maybe that they don't teach here, learning tools and libraries and environments outside of here, and that flexibility and adaptability, and seeing some of that code on your own terms outside of the classroom will be really, really helpful to you. And lastly, learning to do, this is not lastly. Next, learning to do is really important. Setting goals and accomplishing them. One of the things that a lot of people look for when they're interviewing, they say, you know, the best indicator that somebody can do something is that they've done it before, or they've done something like it before. As a student and as a new person to the industry and things like that, you aren't going to have a long resume of things that you've done. So you can build other things. They don't have to be professional experience to show that you're a person who's capable of getting things done. I think it's pretty funny. I've heard this before that running guilds in World of Warcraft is like a really effective way to teach people leadership skills. That's not a joke. That is 100% true. So be mindful of the things that you do, whether they are hobbies, extracurriculars, volunteering, anything like that. A lot of those are things that you can put on a resume, and they're going to teach you valuable skills that you can then apply. And you can demonstrate that you've learned them by pointing to these things and say, here's an accomplishment, I set a goal, we achieved it, these are the skills that I used or acquired along the way. That's really, really valuable to market yourself to potential employers. And like I said, it doesn't matter. A lot of people think that they can only do that with, how do I get work experience? Nobody will hire me without work experience. It doesn't have to be work experience. Life experience where you show that you can be successful as well. And then lastly, something that we see as a huge barrier very regularly in our industry is people need to learn to fail. And they need to learn to embrace it and then get over it. So you're going to get stuck and frustrated and confused and discouraged. Everybody does with pretty much everything. That's all right. But you should start to get proud to fail in new and exciting ways, is how I've kind of phrased it. And if your code crashes and doesn't compile and it does the wrong thing and that frustrates you, you're going to be frustrated a lot. Because that is kind of how programming works, is you fail and fail and fail and fail to solve a problem, and then you solve it and you immediately move on to the next problem where you fail and fail and fail until you solve it. So you need to get comfortable with that. You just need to accept that that's part of what we do, and then hitting a wall or something that you don't understand or anything like that is just part of the process, and then you keep going. If you get stopped and you turn your hands up in the air and say, I can't do this, you're not going to get very far. So yeah, frustrating days and problems, they happen. And that's okay. A few dozen failures in a day. Everybody gets down sometimes when they're working on something that's frustrating. Okay. So yeah, everybody gets frustrated. A couple dozen failures a day could not be pushing your buttons. It should take more than that. Battery is dying. There's another knife there. Integration. Thank you very much. So yeah, try not to punch your monitor. don't give up when you get stuck, work through it. I think that is a key skill in our field. So this is just kind of an example of some opportunities where you can develop yourself. And like I said, so volunteering, extracurriculars, open source projects and side projects can be really cool for programming. Pretty much anything. Sports, school clubs, you can learn, do, and fail at them all, and it'll be a valuable experience for you. But it's just like I said, you should be mindful that some of this stuff you can do just for fun, but you can also get something out of it. So try to think about what you're getting out of it, and that'll help you stick better, it'll help you develop meaningful skills, and then when it comes time to talk about why you're a good person to work with, you can talk about those skills. So while you're working to become someone that people want to hire and want to work with, where do you find the people who want to hire you? So I'd love to say that that you can email this address, and there's jobs waiting for everyone in this room. That would be a cool prank to play both on you and on brandon.saintjules@workiva.com. Instead, I'm going to tell you not to be discouraged if you open a careers website and you don't see any openings that fit you. There's openings come and go is a big piece of this. There's not an index that will always be there with jobs that are available. You kind of have to keep looking. And what you want to do is you want to be in a position where if a great opportunity comes up, you're able to take it. You don't have to spend 6 months preparing yourself to apply for the job. You want to be ready, you want to have as many factors stacked in your favor as you can, and then when something comes up, you can apply for it immediately. So you can regularly check lists where jobs get posted, you can go places and meet people who can someday hire you. You'll hear from them if something opens up in a lot of cases, and this might mean people like me, but I would also say, I was referred to my current job by a classmate who connected to it through his brother's neighbor who was working for the company at the time. So you'll never know where some of these referrals and connections come from, but you're already working at this, right? You're already doing this. You're here at this talk, you're here at the university, some of you can come out to like death nights and stuff like that. You can consider remote work. This is something that's tough, especially earlier in your career. But in our industry, the size and the footprint of remote work is increasing basically every day, because very rarely do we need to physically be in the place where we're doing the work. Sometimes it helps to talk to people, helps to be in the same room as the people you're building software for, things like that. But there is a big chunk of our industry that works from their homes, on video chats and calls, and with collaborative editors and things like that. And it means even in a city like Sault Ste. Marie, there can be opportunity here because you can get opportunities when you're doing so yeah, it's tough in your early career, so you may also have to consider going to where the job's at. The really obvious stuff for some of this is Toronto, Vancouver, Silicon Valley, and wherever else, right? But there is work everywhere. Everybody's doing stuff with computers. So if you have somewhere that you want to go, just go take a look at the job market there. See what the biggest companies in that city are, and take a look at their websites, connect to their local developer communities, and ask for it and things like that. Because that is something that realistically, we do have to consider. And again, at this point in your lives and your careers, it is easier for you to do, and will be potentially significantly beneficial. So another piece of this is don't go places in because you cannot qualify. This is something that we actually hear a lot. And we don't hear it directly, we hear it indirectly. I didn't apply because I didn't think I was qualified. And don't do that. Don't filter yourself out. Let them filter you out. Basically the only reason to not apply somewhere is, in my opinion, is like ethics. If a company does evil stuff, or if they mistreat their people, maybe they'll go on for it. Or try to work for them. Pretty much everybody else of that. Most job postings that list a set of requirements, there's like a dirty secret that in many cases requirements are a wish list. Even though they say required, they really are, in many cases, they're a wish list. The number I was given by a local hiring manager in town is if you meet 50% of the requirements plus one, then apply. So don't rule yourself out. Apply if you want to work somewhere. And this is about as close as I have to a list of where to go to find the jobs. I think it's Hayes-Sheen. There's a handful of small and medium places like Wakiva, where I work, McDougall Fuels, CDN, NRCan, the Innovation Center of the city. There's a couple of web development places in town as well. There's our local developer group, which I will plug, is we have a meetup on the 29th at the Canadian. Talk to Alistair, and he will get you set up with that. And we just go out for some pizza and some drinks, or not drinks if you don't want, and talk about programming and stuff like that. But it's a great place to meet people who are writing software and getting paid for it, which is a great first step to getting paid for it yourself. Create a LinkedIn. LinkedIn is cheesy, and they do a lot of like dark patterns around UI and stuff like that. But they really are kind of the de facto place to list your resume in our industry and to make a lot of recruiter connections and things like that. So it can be really good to have that account as well. And then, as I said, you kind of do want to consider your personal network. So what you're going to do is you're going to something like that dev group. It's not a place where you can show up and hand out a resume. That's not really appropriate for that type of group. But you're going to meet the people who, a year from now or 2 years from now, or things like that, they're going to be able to hire you. So you just want to make those connections, even if you're not applying for a job directly at that time. Or if you are, it's also fun to go out and meet those people as well. Okay, so you're developing yourself, you know how to find the jobs, you found somewhere that you want to apply to. How do you introduce yourself in the most effective way, in the way that is going to, again, stack the deck in your favor at the highest level? So let's talk about your first impressions. You want to learn about the company. What do they do, and who are they? It's perfectly reasonable in an interview for somebody to ask, why do you want to work here? And there's kind of the joke of like, well, I want to get paid, I want to pay my rent, I need a paycheck, that kind of thing. Don't make that joke. It's not funny to interviewers. You need to know a little bit about the company and about the position to know, why, to be able to answer, to be able to say why you want to work here. So you want to prepare yourself to talk about it. You want to look at the company and the position. You want to look at the team or the office and find out, what about them is, what about them, anything about them that excites you. And usually this just means Googling the company, look at their website. If they have a product demo or something like that, run through it. Look at maybe who their customers are, anything like that. Just anything like that where you can say like, hey, I want to make software for this industry. I want to make the world better by doing this or that. Like, I want to work with this cool technology, or work with people who do this or that. Like, those are all good answers, but you want to have some kind of answer. I heard that some of the career centers and stuff like that are not recommending cover letters anymore. So I'm going to stand here and recommend a cover letter. This is not necessarily required, and some companies don't accept them, but it is a great opportunity to just maximize your chances, to make an introduction on your terms that is more than just a bullet point resume. And it's before the interview phase. So if people are getting filtered at that level, you want to make it the most likely that you get through that stage. So a well-written cover letter, it's going to be a great chance to demonstrate your soft skills, and you really want to make sure that you personalize it to the role and to the company. So you want to show them what we talked about earlier. You know who they are. You know what they do. You have a reason for wanting to work there other than just a paycheck. You want to tell them who you are. This is a great chance to show, hey, this is what I do. Here's how it relates to the work that you do. This is this hobby that I have, or this is this previous experience that I have that I think is cool. I think it applies to your industry, or your company, or the software you use, or something like that. But like I said, it's an opportunity to stand out, which is really valuable. And I'm going to hit this again because I really think it's important. Apply. Apply for jobs. Don't think you're not good enough. Don't think that the people in the office are not going to like you, or that you don't have the experience with this technology that they list on their website or something like that. Do the best, show the best side of yourself, and apply. There's basically no risk in this, and there's a potentially huge benefit. If you're like really irritating with it and you're applying every 2 days, eventually, you might annoy people. But that's realistically, that's just not what happens, right? It's just apply. So let's talk a little bit about interviewing specifically. So yeah, congratulations, they called you back. They want you to come in and talk to some people. That can be pretty scary. So what does that look like? So I say it seems scary, and it's always going to be a little bit stressful. But like, why are people doing interviews? In a lot of cases, it's not adversarial like people think. It's the employers learning if they want to work with you. It's you demonstrating that they want to work with you. And for both of you, it's discovered it's a good fit. People definitely go to interviews. People go to interviews and they realize that an employer is not for them. They ask questions and they say, so what does a standard day look like here? And somebody tells them, they're like, wow, that is not for me. Or they get into the room and interviewers make them super uncomfortable. And they're like, I don't want to work in a company with people who are creepy or whatever, right? So it's an opportunity for both of you, and it's not as adversarial, I think, as a lot of people think. Unless you're misrepresenting yourself, like I said, if you lie about who you are or anything like that, there can be a little bit of an adversarial side to that, which is why I do think it's easier just to develop those skills to be honest about it in the first place. So you want to make a good impression, like I said, know the company. Something we see a lot of is don't talk shit about your former coworkers. Don't badmouth your peers in your class. If they ask you about a group project, talk about what you did in the group project. Don't complain about the other people and how they didn't carry their weight and how you had to do all the work. It doesn't matter if it's true. It's exhausting to hear because we don't know those people. We don't care. It just is exhausting and negative and makes us not want to be in the same room as you together. So watch out for that. And yeah, when you're talking, especially about group work, this is one that I had multiple people mention to me, is talk about what you did in a group project. Don't say, we did this, our project was to do this, and we accomplished this thing. Lead with yourself. Lead with the part of the project that you did. And that's kind of one of those, develop yourself, of like when you're doing a group project, you're not just coasting by, right? Like you're doing meaningful work so that you can then talk about it later. So it's just kind of a good reminder of the value of some of that. And yeah, I'm gonna hit that don't be negative one more time, because we really do hear that. People complain about technology. I have a list here. So it's good to have good opinions about technology. I think it's good to know enough about technology to care and have an opinion that I think this thing is the best thing or whatever. Stick to, I think this is the best thing. Do not go into, I think this thing is terrible. I think it's horrible that you guys use this language and you're all dumb for writing it. Things like that. We hear that, right? We hear like, somebody's like, oh, you guys work with Java here? And it's like, oh, big eye roll. And it's like, come on, like the interviewer probably works with Java every day. You're telling them that you think they're an idiot, right? Don't do that. So yeah, just, like I said, it's good to have opinions, but like, don't bring the negative opinions. You try to focus on the positive. So in an interview, it's really important to think out loud. It's always nice to like confidently answer a question. Somebody asks you a question, you know the answer, and you knock it out of the park, and you're done. If that happens, that's a really good opportunity to demonstrate your soft skills and your communication skills, because you don't have to stumble and like worry about what you're saying as much and things like that. But in a lot of cases, I know that we will continually modify the question until you can't answer it. And we will make it harder and harder and harder. And we have an office of very smart people who will ask you very hard questions. And the thing is we want to see that ability to fail and to overcome. So it's okay to struggle. It's okay to not know the answer. But you should think out loud about how you are trying to tackle the question. Because that thought process and understanding how you deal with problems that are very difficult is what we're looking for in many cases. And again, to reiterate, you want to be the person that people want to work with. That doesn't always just mean be a good employee and be a good coworker and things like that. It's okay to be yourself. We have some people who they clam up and they're given one-word answers and we never know who that person is. We have no idea if they're going to be any good to work with, in the office kind of thing. So we're going to recognize, every interviewer knows that in an interview you are like the most nervous version of yourself. And you're going to stumble over your words, and you're going to, run out of your words and be weird and whatever. And that's okay. We know that. We expect that, and we're going to do our best to see you through it. So don't worry as much about that side of things. But I just want to say that it's okay to talk a little bit about yourself. There are topics that are tough. So you want to talk about your hobbies, your goals, your interests, things like that. I do want to warn, some topics you might not be comfortable talking about, that's fine. Some topics your interviewers will not be comfortable talking about. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's protected under employment laws, and if the conversation wanders into those areas, it just opens us up to liability. So it's a problem if we ask some of these questions and stuff like that. But even if you volunteer this information, it just makes us uncomfortable because we have to like, oh, I gotta get out of this area of the conversation, like in a hurry kind of thing. So some of them are obvious, politics and religion, probably don't bring those up in the interview. Some of them are less obvious, family status, whether you're married or not, your age is actually considered like a protected status. There's things like health, like disabilities and chronic health issues and things like that. They're not usually something that we can talk about in an interview. So you want to be yourself, but just be aware of a couple of those mindful topics. That's a pretty intense way to end it, right? So let's do a quick wrap up of what we covered. There's path to success, there's developing yourself, finding the jobs, introducing yourself, and interviewing. That's just kind of a mind map to hopefully remember some of the steps that we talked about here. I talked to some hiring managers in town as part of putting this talk together, both in my office and outside my office. Those are the 2 quotes that I got was 50% plus one of job requirements, and I can teach anybody to code, but I can't teach them to care and to work hard. Coding is not the hard part of our job in computer science, in most cases. There are definitely people who are at a very high level, and there are definitely tasks which require very precise programming expertise, but that's not the majority. The majority is be a reasonably good programmer and be someone who is good to work within a team. So I said I'd come back to this slide, and do we have any questions about that? About any of these positions or roles? Some of them might not be familiar to people. Some people might not, you might have seen them before, but you might not know what they mean or what they do. So SDET is Software Development Engineer in Test. So that is someone who is in a QA organization or QA role. But their job is not, a lot of people view QA as people who just blindly push their button and see if the button is broken. SDETs are people who will build an automatic button pusher and a reporting system where if the button breaks, it gets reported. So they're doing work around software quality, but they are building things to then build better software. So quality assurance is, again, it's part of that SDET role. So quality assurance roles and departments vary quite a lot. And some of this you'll learn in some of your classes, the white box versus black box testing, the different types of testing. So in some cases, quality assurance person, whether they are an analyst, an engineer, or anything else, it is their job to make sure that the software that is going out to your customers isn't broken. So they run it through a similar workflow to what a customer might go through and just make sure everything works as expected. So this is something a lot of developers, and I kind of said this about the resume thing, is it's really hard to see your own mistakes. So you'll get this where you write code and you're like, this code works great. I cannot see how this code would fail. And it's because you cannot see how that code would fail. You would need a second person because every time you read it, like if you've ever duplicated a word, you've had the word the twice in a paragraph or something like that, it's very difficult for you to see that if you're the one who wrote it. So having a second set of eyes, having someone who is building an automated second set of eyes, whatever it is to just focus on quality. Workiva for a while had a really cool system that was quality assurance didn't report to the same engineering managers as development. And that meant that if a ticket went through and it was not the level of quality that they were satisfied with, they could put the brakes on it. Even if another team, really wanted it, they had the ability to stop any kind of problems from going out. And that was their singular role, because we care. And we've changed some of the policies around that, but we do care a lot about quality for our product. Our product is in the financial regulation market, and bugs, even if they feel like little bugs, they really impact customer confidence. So we're really careful about that. Any other questions on any of these roles? I'm going to be around if anybody wants to talk. I'm going to hang out here for a while. So delivery management is another one I have no person is basically a logistics person who handles a lot of the organization and communication around software delivery. So if you have two teams that need to work on something together, a lot of times a delivery manager will take responsibility for coordinating those teams together and saying, okay, here's the time when we're going to meet. We're going to figure out the roadmap that is shared between these two groups and report it and track everyone who's on it and make sure that if this team is blocking somebody else, that communication is sent out. So in a lot of cases, and what we found is that some of this feels like things you can do as a developer. You can create your own tickets in your ticket tracker. You can reach out to somebody over Slack or over Discord or like whatever your chat messenger is, email, anything like that. Having someone who can take this stuff off your plate and let you focus on the technical side of what you're doing is really helpful. So that's kind of their role, is they take responsibility for just making sure that the thing gets done in a way that just kind of focuses on logistics and communication.
Delivery manager need to know how to code?
A delivery manager does not need to know how to code. I don't know what more to say about that. It is, they need to be able to communicate well, and they need to be able to talk to technical people. And in my experience, a delivery manager will eventually, just by osmosis, get some level of like technical competency. But that's not really the part of their job. They're going to be talking to programmers, and the questions they're going to ask aren't to do with programming. They're to do with the delivery of the product. So it's just kind of a different layer.
From the point of view of when you ask like someone to C#, the person has a basic job, how like say you need to require consultant to art all the time, but it's different. How does this affect from the point of view of the student?
Sure. So how important are languages to when you're looking at these requirements? I'm going to say low to medium level importance. I had only ever programmed in Python as a hobby when I got hired to write Python professionally. I had written like a Django website that did like I had run through the Django docs. I really had not written any Python. The last like Go, I learned entirely on the job. So I mean, languages that are similar, people understand. Again, early in your careers, it might not feel this way, but like learning a programming language is the easy part. What you're going to find is that early in your career, it might feel really hard, but the more programming languages that you learn, the easier it is to learn more programming languages because you're going to see similarities between all of them. So learning a new language on the job should take you, a couple of weeks. You're not going to be an expert at it, but you're going to be good enough to get most of the job done most of the time. So a lot of times it's like if you go to the interview, you can talk about that, and then they say they extend an offer or something like that. You can go home, you have 2 or 3 weeks before you start, program at home, write this language, make sure you know enough coming in to just start reading their code and making changes. I wouldn't worry too much about it, especially with like similar languages like C# and Java. You're going to have to learn some new language tools and some standard library things and things like that, but the syntax is going to take you like a day to get where it's the semicolon go and stuff like that, right? Does anybody else have any other questions? Just kind of about the general, anything else that I talked about today? Awesome. Well, thanks for letting me front today and talk to you. I will be hanging out for a while. And like I said, a plug is Developer Drinks is October 29th at the Canadian at 7 p.m. Come on out and say hi. It's a good time. My employer buys some pizza and get your